next thing you know, somebody grabbed me by the shoulder, flipped me around, knocked me down, threw a punch at me, knocked me down, and then this other group of younger guys. They were in their 20s or so, and they weren't affiliated with this dude at all, not that I was aware of, but they were circled around me and just and there's no rhyme or reason to it. I don't have anything.
Could you have, and this isn't here to bait you, but
yeah.
I mean, did anybody was like, oh no, this guy, he definitely started something? I mean, it sounds like from what you're saying, you didn't say nothing to nobody. You just was smoking a cigarette.
No,
no.
Yeah, no. Like I said, nothing. I mean, no weird conversations. Nothing throughout the night. Led up to this. I'm pretty slow motion dude. I kind of stick to myself, and don't know. Maybe it was a case of mistaken identity. Yeah.
There's got to be more to this story. There's got to be, and I honestly don't think it was a case of mistaken identity. I mean, you don't get a monumental ass whooping like that from a case of mistaken identity.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Boy, I tell you, leave it up to my guy D. Leave it up to my man Trucker D. Shout out to you, man, because I wasn't even going to talk about this. I wasn't even going to talk about it at all, bro. I was going to see if there was going to be anything else or anything more to the story, because when I saw this on another YouTuber's channel, when he actually was interviewing the guy, I was saying to myself that, bro, there's got to be more to this story. So let me bring it back, right, so I can tell you guys what I'm talking about. And again, shout out to Trucker D for hooking me up with this. Now, I already know about the story, Trucker D, but if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be talking about it. So he wants my thoughts on this truck driver getting his ass beat. And now the story is going viral. It is going viral. And I got questions. I do. I honestly have questions. So here's the recap, drivers. This driver allegedly, right? I'm just saying allegedly because I wasn't there, don't know what happened. But allegedly, Corey Clayton, a first-year driver from this trucking company out of Illinois, could be a black ops company, I'm not sure, but the name of the company is named Mayborg. You guys might have heard of it, I guess, but it's out of Rockford, and I think this is where the driver is from as well. Now, presumably, he got his ass whooped last Friday by another truck driver. So he starts to rest before the last leg of his trip home, right? And while he's out there at this truck stop in central Illinois, multiple people out of nowhere just attacks this driver. He gets beaten so damn bad that he loses conscience. Another driver sees this happening, right? And decide to chase off the attackers. He calls it in to the police. Police and EMS shows up. Corey gets airlifted to the hospital for critical care. Now, drivers, I don't know about you, but I don't think I'm gonna run in and try to chase off some attackers, especially seeing another person getting their ass whooped on the ground. Not gonna do that. Now, I'll stand back and call the police. Yeah, I'll do that, but I don't think I'm gonna run up there and try to scare them off. I'm just saying. Now, the injuries is so damn bad, right? It is so damn bad. We talking about brain bleed, broken bones around the eye sockets. We talking about a broken jaw. My man can't even bite down to eat right now, man. He's looking at some major surgeries in the coming future. You can quite honestly say that this man is not getting back in the truck anytime soon. Now, listen, I got a chance to see that puff piece that was on YouTube from a so-called interview. I mean, you can call it what you want. I just think that there's more to the story as I'm watching the interview. I'm just saying. But I got a chance to hear from this man himself. He actually came on and did an on-camera interview with the YouTuber. In that interview, he says what happened. He's just standing outside having a cigarette, minding his own business, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, somebody grabs him on the shoulder, spun him around, and deads him. A couple of seconds later, about a group of young men in their 20s decided to jump into the action and beat this dude's ass. Now, those same dudes that was in their 20s, I guess, that has nothing to do with the first guy, they surround him and just start curb stomping this dude while he's down. That's dirty work. That whole beating lasted about 1 minute and 40 seconds. According to Corey, there was no argument, no back and forth, nothing that really led up to the beating. He thinks, now get this, he thinks that it was a case of mistaken identity. Now look, I don't know about you guys, but mistaken identity, that's not mistaken. I'm sorry to say this, all right? That was a first-class ass whooping.
Chicken gave me a bad Cooper.
That right there, I think that was personal. That was personal what happened to you, my guy. That's not mistaken identity right there. I might be wrong though. I might be wrong. But I'm just saying, it's just my opinion. Because we're not there. We didn't see what happened. We didn't see the beatdown. Okay? So right now we're just going off of your story. We don't know the total story. We only just know one half of the story. So I'm just saying, an ass whooping of that caliber, that's not mistaken identity, my guy. Now, here's the part I'm trying to understand, drivers. I'm trying to understand this part. And it could be true and all, I guess, but he claims that all this started by another truck driver. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm looking at this story and kind of scratching my head, thinking to myself that he's not telling everything. There's got to be more to this, right? It got to be. Corey says that he was just standing outside of his truck, smoking a cigarette, minding his business, didn't say a word to anybody. And then boom, out of nowhere, a total stranger, a total truck driver, just ups and jumps him, just like that. And then while he's getting jumped by the one truck driver, a whole second group of guys just pile on in. That don't make sense to me. That don't make sense to me. Because he said that the guy that's running point on this monstrous ass whooping is another truck driver. So I'm just saying, I don't know about y'all, but unfortunately for me, I'm not buying this random attack out of nowhere.
I ain't buying your brand.
I'm just not buying it because it don't make sense. You gotta figure, because I'm asking myself, why this don't make sense, Lockout? Well, I tell you, truck drivers just don't jump out of their cabs for nothing. They don't just jump out of their cabs and curb stomp another driver into the ground for absolutely nothing. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. Something had to happen. Something got said, or something got done.
Oh, shit! That's my bike, punk!
Of course, there's always some unwritten rule that got stepped on. Think about this, drivers. You're at a TA, you're at a Flying J, Petro. You're on your last 10 minutes of drive time, right? And what you're doing at the end of the night, you're just pulling up to the fuel island to get some fuel and park for the night. And here is another driver just sitting in the fuel island doing absolutely nothing. Maybe eating a Subway sandwich on his 30-minute break. Or worse yet, he could be in there taking the whole shower. That alone would get tempers to flare up at the fuel island real fast. Drivers being uncourteous is a thing. When Corey says, I didn't say nothing, I didn't do nothing, you had to ask what counts as nothing to him versus what counts as an insult to a driver who is completely burnt out, waiting on you while you're holding up the fuel island. Drivers, you walk up to a driver's window, right? And you ask him, hey, bud, can you move? I'm back here waiting on you to get some fuel, right? But instead of, okay, no problem, I'll move up, this driver decides to get smart with you. And that's all it takes, drivers. Ego is taking over. Get it? Ego. Next thing you know, words are exchanged and a full-fledged fight breaks out. Crazy work.
Hold on.
Drivers, what about truck stop etiquette, right? As you can see right now, we got parking spots, plenty of parking spots, plenty of pull-ups. You wouldn't have a problem getting here, pulling up, getting into a parking spot. But imagine this at a busy truck stop at midnight, where somebody comes around the corner and cuts you off, backing into the last spot that you're trying to get. Or how about this? You're coming up into the truck stop, you getting ready to park, but you got a messed up driver taking up 2 spots. Or how about this? How about a driver blocks the drive aisle because they couldn't find a spot, so they just decided to make one? Listen, drivers, I know the feeling. I've been there. When you exhausted, stressed, and just trying to go to bed for the night, a minor interaction can turn nuclear in any minute, in any moment, in any second. Now, for this man to get surrounded and get a beating that sends him straight to the ER, there was almost definitely a certain spark that caused him to get that beating. Drivers don't risk a felony charge and their CDL career over absolutely nothing. That's why I said Something had to happen. It had to be. So listen here. In that little puff piece that we call the interview, Corey mentioned that he was only about 3 or 3.5 hours away from his house in Rockford when he decided to pull over to this truck stop for the night in Effingham. Why couldn't he make it home, you say?
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, drivers, like everything else, because he spent 90% of his day sitting in the warehouse dock waiting on shippers and receivers. While he's doing that, his ELD clock was ticking down to 0. And I get it, because that happens to all of us. Instead of sleeping in his bed for the night, he is forced to shut down about 180 miles short of his house to park at a crowded truck stop in central Illinois. So listen, let's put this together. So you got Corey frustrated, stuck 3 hours short of home. You got Corey frustrated, short 3 hours home because of how the HOS ate up his whole day. And you got another driver, the alleged ringleader of this ass whooping, probably in the same boat. Burnt out, low on hours, and definitely on edge. Here you got 2 tired, irate drivers in a packed truck stop at night. Add one small spark of disrespect.
Well, then everyone loses their minds.
Funny how the HOS system creates an environment where everyone is one bad interaction away from snapping. So our man Corey kept coming back to the one question in this interview that he was having. He says, bro, where's the Brotherhood? He claims the ringleader of that ass whooping told him that he was a truck driver. Stop the show. How the ringleader is going to tell you he's a truck driver while you're laying unconscious on the ground? I'm curious to know. But I'll give you a fun fact. I'll give you a fun fact about the Brotherhood in 2026. Used to be you're broken down on the shoulder, right? About 2 or 3 truck drivers will pull over and they will come and definitely check on you. That was Brotherhood. That was courteous. That was getting on the CB radio at that time saying, breaker 19, are you okay, driver? And that driver will come back and say, nah, stuck on the side of the road trying to get this together, blah, blah, blah. They'll pull over and make sure that you have a bottle of water, have a blanket. They'll even go up and call Smokey for you and let them know that, hey, we got a broke down truck driver on I-9 right here. Go down there and see if he needs some help. That was the Brotherhood back in the day. Today, in 2026, half the time these drivers now, they will record you on their phones for a TikTok video just to make fun of you while you struggle to back into a spot, or for whatever reason they deem funny. That's the Brotherhood today. But drivers, here's the thing though. If somebody attacked them and it wasn't a robbery, they didn't take his wallet, they didn't take his keys, they just beat his ass and left. Like I said before, to me, that's personal. That sounds like a grudge, a heated argument that escalated into a beatdown. See, this is why I say there's more to this story. So for everybody that's watching this video, and I do appreciate it, thank you very much. Here's what I take away from all of this.
Hold on.
First of all, protect yourself at all times. Keep your head on the swivel at all times. Hell, you gotta walk like you got eyes behind your head now, because situations like that, if that was the truth, they called him while he was sleeping. They called him sleeping. That's all it was. But you gotta stay aware of your surroundings, especially if you're in a surroundings that you're not familiar with. If you don't have to be outside your truck, At night, don't be outside your truck. I'm just saying, don't be outside your truck, man. What you're gonna need to do is watch your temper and your mouth. You don't know what the state of these drivers are in, man. The driver next to you could be going through some things. Like, he could be going through a divorce, family issues, problems with his dispatcher, hell, problem with the job. Don't let your pride turn a disagreement into a hospital visit. Always try to keep it professional. I know it's hard to keep it professional in trucking because you got a lot of disrespectful truckers out here. But I'm just saying, if you can, try to keep it professional. Lockout. What if somebody's parking or fuel island etiquette is bad? Well, I'll tell you. Handle it the calm way.
Nigga, shut up in the club. We gotta do something. You should probably handle that. Yeah, all right, well, motherfucker, I'm gonna handle it. What do you want me to do, nigga? Let's handle it. What the fuck? Yeah. I understand. Yeah, exactly. So what? What the fuck? Handle it.
It doesn't hurt to go in there and tell the employees of the truck stop that, hey, can you call a driver to come and move his truck? Or can you go out there and tell the driver to move his truck? Again, don't let a confrontation at a truck stop end your trucking career or quite possibly your life. Now, this man's life almost got ended on some stuff that we really don't know what happened. So if you don't want to end up in the ER, again, and I know it's hard, but try to keep everything on a professional level, okay? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that what Corey said was true that happened to him, but who am I to say that it wasn't? It's a whole lot of variables. Like I said, we was not there. So we can only speculate and listen to the actual story to try to make sense of it. And again, like I said, to me, and it's just me, I just think it's more to the story. Something is not being said. Because again, like I said, no truck driver, at least in the years I've been out here, no truck driver isn't just gonna get out of this truck and beat your ass for nothing.
What you got on my 40, homie?
I thought you had $200.
I do. But I won't spend Red's money.
Something had to be done. Something had to be said. So we are hoping Corey makes a full recovery, bro. I'm hoping that you get back out here, and I'm hoping that you learn a little something, right? Because we can all learn from the mistakes that was made. I know this is a heavy teachable moment for a first-year driver to literally come out here, go to a truck stop, and then all of a sudden you just get your ass whooped and get sent to the ER, and now your trucking career is on hold. But again, like I said, bro, I hope everything works out all right. I hope the police able to investigate what happened, and if it happened the way you say it happened, then justice for that truck driver needs to be served.